Welcome back. Thanks for clicking into another edition of the Friday Five, a look ahead at the 5 best high school football games in Montana on the weekend schedule. We missed last weekend, but we're back this week. I am Slim Kimmel with the Billings Gazette. Let's start in AA. We probably have the class's game of the season this week, as we have Bozeman, top-ranked Bozeman, hosting number 2, Helena Capital. The stat to watch here, Helena Capital's rushing offense. They're averaging nearly 350 rushing yards per game, more than 7 yards per carry, 21 rushing touchdowns on the season. The caveat there, though, they've played the 4 worst rushing defenses in the class. The best they've played is Great Falls CMR, who comes in at 6th. Bozeman is a 4th-ranked rush defense, giving up only 3.3 yards per carry. Something has to give there. While I don't think Bozeman can stop Helena Capital from running, they're going to be able to load the box, maybe try to contain that rushing attack. And I think that gives Bozeman an advantage in this game. I expect the Hawks to come out on top in that one, maybe by 2 touchdowns or something like that. So moving on to Class A, my game of the week through all classes, Miles City at Laurel. And I'm picking this game because, like I said, I do expect Bozeman to beat Helena Capital. The Bruins probably don't think I like them. I keep picking against them over there. But I do like this Miles City Laurel game. It's a clash between Eastern A powers. Both teams are playing well now after losing in Wyoming to start the season. Both teams starting to string together some nice wins. It's rushing offense combined with defense for both teams. Last weekend, Miles City, Ben Herzog had more than 160 yards rushing, 4 total touchdowns. 2 of those came on the ground. For Laurel, it's a multifaceted rushing attack. Michael Buster, Mitch Coffin, Matthew Martinez-Tillman. There's a lot of guys that run the ball there for the Locomotives. So look for 2 teams that like to run the ball, like to slow down other defenses with good linebacking cores. So let's see who comes out on top between Laurel and Miles City. That game is in Laurel Friday night. The winner of that game positions themselves for at least the number 2 seed in the Eastern A, if not number 1. They have the chance. Both teams have Billings Central left on their schedule, so they're going to challenge the Rams, try to get that top spot from them later on this year. Moving into Class B, let's look at Malta and Glasgow. Malta, 2-2 after losing last weekend, a home game against Plentywood, 6-0. Zach Hanley, the Mustang up there, tells us that that's the first time since 2003 that Malta lost a home game. Now the Mustangs got to play Glasgow this weekend. Glasgow was the coach's preseason favorite to win the league. Glasgow coming off some nice wins after being shut out by Baker. It seems like they've got the ship righted. They're 3-1 on the season. Glasgow, the favorite there. If Glasgow beats Malta, that's 2 conference losses for the Mustangs. They'll be on the outside looking in at those top 2 seeds for the playoffs. So this is almost a must-win for the Mustangs, even though we're only on the 2nd game in the schedule. Moving into Class C 8-man, the Northern C, I say this every year, it looks like it's the most competitive conference in Montana football. But let's look at this game between Power Dutton Brady and Great Falls Central. Great Falls Central had the big come-from-behind win against Belt last weekend, handing the Huskies their first loss of the season. Great Falls Central was down 36-18 with about 5 minutes to go, rallied to win that game, 38-36. They scored 20 points in the last 5 minutes to get the win there, moved to 4-1 and kind of muscle their way into the battle for the conference's top seed. Power Dutton Brady, though they're 3-2, they're a game back of those 5 teams at 4-1. Their losses are against Belt and Chester Joplin Inverness, 2 4-1 teams. So Power Dutton Brady, if they win this one, they're right back in the thick of things. If they lose this one, they're probably not going to be able to get that top seed. But this is kind of a big game for them in order to kind of position themselves nicely for a run to the postseason later on. Now moving into 6-man, let's go back into the north. We've got North Star versus Geraldine Highwood, 2 teams that are 4-0. North Star probably not expected to be here, while Geraldine Highwood, they're the top-ranked team. They got nice wins over Hot Springs and Denton Geyser Stanford to start the season. Geraldine Highwood has kind of tailed off in the last 2 weeks. I'm guessing they're starting to play some younger guys, trying to get some experience. Against Hart Butte, they were ahead 41-0 before winning 47-24 last week. This week, we get to kind of see if North Star is for real. Last week, Cooper Spiker had 6 touchdowns for the Knights. He had 288 yards rushing. The Knights are 4-0, both teams 4-0 here. But if the Knights can win this one, or at least show well in this one, they're a team that people are going to start taking more seriously as somebody that's going to compete for one of the top 2 playoff seeds in the northern 6-man there.